Hey everyone! So glad to have you back here on Love 888, the space where we dive into real, unfiltered conversations about love, relationships, and the psychology behind modern dating and marriage. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Today we're tackling a topic that's a little sensitive, but incredibly real and important. How can you tell if a woman has been through multiple relationships? And more importantly, what does that actually mean when it comes to love? Here's the truth, friends. In life, there are things that don't just disappear with the flip of a switch, and emotions are one of them. You might say you've moved on from someone, but feelings don't just vanish overnight. That's why it matters so much to truly understand the person you're falling for. Not just who they are now, but who they've been and what they've been through. In today's world, it's no longer unusual for someone to have loved deeply, been hurt, and even had their heart broken more than once. What is worth noticing is this. After everything they've experienced, many women come out the other side more grounded, more self-aware, and definitely more emotionally calm. Sign number 1. A calm and grounded kind of love. There's something people don't often say out loud. Experienced women don't love the same way they did the first time. She's no longer dreamy-eyed about love. She doesn't believe that loving someone with all her heart will automatically fix everything. To her, love isn't a whirlwind of emotions anymore. It's a journey that demands clarity, trust, and above all, the courage to protect her peace. On the flip side, a woman in her first love often falls fast and hard. She trusts easily, dreams big, and wears her heart on her sleeve. A tender glance, a sweet promise, a few moments of affection. Those are enough to make her believe this love is forever. But when things don't go as expected, when lies surface or betrayal hits, she's devastated. That first heartbreak lingers. It cuts deep, and it can take a long time to fully heal. But an experienced woman, she's different. She doesn't fall for sweet talk simply because it sounds good. She won't rush into a relationship out of loneliness or pressure. She takes her time to see someone, not just hear their words but watch their actions. She loves intentionally but with caution, with grace but also with boundaries. Her calmness in love comes from every heartbreak she's had to survive. Every tear, every lesson. Her love is no less deep, but it's grounded in self-awareness and quiet strength. She knows when to hold on, when to take a step back, and when to walk away. A breakup for her is no longer a disaster. It's simply the natural ending of a story that no longer fits. She doesn't beg, explain, or seek revenge. She just turns the page and moves forward, gracefully, confidently, and unapologetically. So if you're with a woman like that, don't mistake her calm for coldness. Don't assume she's too logical to love. Her calm doesn't mean she feels less. It means she's learned how to love without losing herself. She loves with her whole heart, but that heart is now wrapped in wisdom, dignity, and quiet power. She doesn't love to fill a void. She loves to connect, to grow, to share life with someone who respects her journey. If what you're looking for is a love that's mature, steady, and real, then loving a woman who's been through it all might just be the most beautiful choice you ever make. Sign number 2. Her understanding of men. One of the clearest signs that a woman has experience in love is the way she understands men. Not just through words, but through glances, gestures, and even the things left unsaid. Her intuition doesn't come from books or social media advice. It comes from real-life relationships, those she gave her heart to, the ones that broke her, and the ones she had to rebuild from. She knows that men can be vulnerable too. They have fears they rarely voice and desires that run deeper than they let on. She's not surprised when a man goes quiet. She's not shaken when he struggles to express how he feels. And she doesn't panic when he pulls back for a moment. She gives him space, without letting herself fade away in the process. A woman who's been through enough knows how to make a man feel seen, understood, and accepted for who he is, not who he's trying to be. She knows when to offer a kind word, when to wrap him in silence, and when to speak the truth that pushes the relationship forward. She doesn't need to talk too much to make a strong impression. A well-timed smile, a knowing look, or a few thoughtful words are often enough to draw someone in. She doesn't chase attention. Her presence naturally demands it. And when it comes to intimacy, she doesn't walk in with fear or uncertainty. She knows her body, understands emotional connection, and isn't ashamed of desire. For her, sex isn't about performance or obligation. It's about trust, connection, and shared vulnerability between two grown, honest people. She knows how to take the lead when it matters, soften when she wants to, and never lets the moment feel forced or awkward. Her past experiences didn't take away her value. They deepened her confidence. When she starts a new relationship, she brings not baggage but insight. Not control but partnership. Men who are with experienced women often feel both respected and challenged. She won't settle for surface-level affection, but she also won't demand the impossible. She looks for a man with depth, with character, and above all, someone unafraid to feel fully and love honestly. Sign number 3. Unpredictable expressions. One distinctive trait of experienced women is their ability to keep their face calm, no matter the emotional storm brewing inside. She might smile gently at you, engage in light conversation, her eyes full of depth, but do you really know what's going on in her heart? She could be happy, doubting, hurting, or even preparing to walk away, and you'd never know. This isn't about pretending. It's the composure of someone who has felt the full spectrum of love and loss. Emotional setbacks don't make her cold. They just make her more cautious and private with her feelings. She understands that not everyone deserves to see her vulnerability. Sometimes, silence is her way of protecting a heart that's slowly healing. Compared to a woman who's in love for the first time, an experienced woman doesn't let emotions drive all of her actions. She doesn't overexpress joy, and she doesn't let sadness weigh down those around her. When she's happy, she smiles, but it's a controlled smile. When she's sad, she might cry, but she quickly dries her tears and returns to her composed self. You could spend the whole evening with her, dining together, lying side by side, talking for hours, but her true emotions? You can't read them so easily, and that makes her even more captivating. She's not easily figured out. She's not easily broken. And you understand that to earn her trust and her real love, you have to be worthy of it. An experienced woman doesn't pretend to be indifferent. She simply knows that emotions are a precious gift, not something to be given away too quickly. She observes, listens, feels, but doesn't let herself be swept away by someone else's feelings. She saves the deepest parts of herself for those who are truly patient and sincere. For her, love isn't something to be flaunted loudly. It's a delicate journey that involves opening up while still protecting herself. This doesn't mean she doesn't love. On the contrary, when she loves, it's often deeper and more lasting than anyone else's. But before giving her heart completely, she needs to know that the man by her side has the understanding, patience, and sincerity to walk with her all the way to the end. What should you do if the woman you're in love with is someone who has been through multiple relationships? First and foremost, don't rush to ask her how many people she's loved. Don't interrogate her with questions like who came first, who she loved the most, or why past relationships ended. The past doesn't need to be revisited like a courtroom trial. It should be understood as an essential part of who she is. A place where she grew, learned how to love, how to hurt, and eventually how to heal. Don't judge her current self by old scars. Those experiences didn't make her any less valuable. Rather, they shaped her resilience, wisdom, and depth in love, qualities she can now offer to you. See her past as part of her journey, pieces that have forged a woman who knows what she needs, deserves, and is ready to give. She doesn't need you to be a hero to rescue her. She needs a man who is steady enough to walk alongside her, kind enough to not judge, and mature enough to appreciate everything she's been through. Love isn't ownership. It isn't about control, suspicion, or jealousy over what's come before. True love is when you both choose to live fully in the present, with understanding, trust, and a shared desire to make each other happier every day. A woman who has experienced love will not demand that you be perfect, but she will expect you to be brave enough to face what she's been through, and loving enough to build a new chapter with her, one that's not defined by pain but by growth and peace. If you're in love with such a woman, seize the opportunity, because when she chooses to stay, it's not impulsive. It's a conscious, profound, and responsible decision. Dear friend, if what you've heard today made you reflect, made you appreciate the woman by your side even more, then that's the greatest gift Love 888 hopes to offer. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on new content, where you can learn more about psychology, love, and mature relationships in the modern world. Thank you for being here. See you in the next video.